We're coming down to it right now. That line
R9 Alec.
Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy duo have already qualified.
Oh, it's duo.
54 points. 51 was on the bottom. 3 points separating everyone. That's all you have to do.
And storm flips don't work.
Storm surge is on.
Oh yeah. They removed it. They removed storm flips from week 10. They tweeted it out.
The skins look hotter, the guns look very nice as well with that new camo that's out in the shop as well. A lot of edits going up and around.
Igor's so confused.
Igor doesn't understand finals.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand tournaments.
Easy, very, very close to the opponent's head.
Like actual big boy tournaments, not in-game like tiny tournaments. This is a big boy tournament. We're in Europe. This is Europe tournament. This is the Europe region.
Watch for Mongrel, Mr. Savage M.
Ooh, NXS Speedy just took someone down.
Jocelyn, close the door, but when you leave
the narrator even describes them as sweaty soccer skins.
Not all the way. I had to close the door.
Wow, they're soccer skins and they don't have 6'9" on their back. They have 28.
Actually able to get into the mid-ground. Alec was the player from the Winter Royale who hadn't played competitive before.
Oh, he just got sprayed and lost all his shield.
Pretty good at Fortnite.
What am I gonna do?
But Speezy now going to opt to tarp away. We'll see the conversion happen onto Alec, and now has to make a tough decision in terms of loot. Is going to drop the
everyone who said that sounded like poo.
Taking the rift. Will he opt to fix anything else up? And he can see now. He's trying to go back to it, just make sure he gets every possible little bit he can.
In these solo spots,
I went to the complete opposite side I should have gone to.
Weapons are always vital. That choice of keeping the drum gun and the AR even on low ammo, Speezy knows at some point is going to be a desperate motion on the low ground or mid ground in terms of making sure that spam is up on opponents' builds. So very smart decision there as we tune into the Fnatic boys. Motor and Vrox going to be looking at their own loot at the bottom here. Have a rift to go as well. Shadows available to get caught up after grabbing the rift, but Motor misses out on those. Not sure if that'll affect them later on. Once again, there are a lot of geysers and a lot of ways to trickle down from height to stay on top of rotation, but that might be a big hit to their loadout and overall play this game.
Yeah, I really hope Vrox grabbed those because honestly, Shadows are the most consistent in terms of the utility tool. Being able to rotate, you have either top down or down up. You're able to rotate and get high ground if necessary and just make really clutch plays in a pinch. As you see, a lot of other people rotating the good old-fashioned way. It's Fortnite, the battle is building, and everyone is tarping up the side of pressure plate and trying to do damage because that Storm Surge is still active. You can see Motor and Vrox about 9 points off that pace right now to be in the top 10, 12 points off qualification pace. What can they do to get themselves closer? There they are. There the Shadows.
I like to poop in toilets.
Will he be able to grab them? Is that another misgrab coming out from Motor? And we talked about the clutch and the pressure being on. Now actually misses himself in one of the chug splashes too, but doesn't matter. Call him an action hero as he slides.
Your mom's a pickle, baby Grace. The baby Grace.
Vrox goes down, but he did.
What are you about to say?
While he let Motor play with those chug splashes, you know, it's easy to have a very efficient chug splash in duos, but on rotation, it's very hard to hit you and your partner. So very smart decisions there. Motor has to be smarter now in a 1v2 situation, using all his mats. Around 800 left now as people go down left and right. 26 people left alive, 18 duos, no placement yet. Once again, 7th zone and a lot of pressure coming down on Motor. His shield getting knocked down, still has those chug splashes to use on the move, making sure that zone damage is not a problem. Shields, not a problem as he gets all the way back up to 100 HP. Once again, his early game was amazing.
Jocelyn, what are you doing?
Life goes down as well to Bodike.
Can't just keep on weaving and coming back.
No placement points there. Vato and Sky are going to be happy about that as Vato is still in the lobby. You have Ibu High now with the combat.
I've signed my death note.
Rolling around in the ball at Proxima Star, who was in the top 3, also picking it up there. And Proxima Star being the player who's been around forever, since like the original Summer Skirmish. So good to see his name back up there as 5-0. Guard, and we're closing in on the top 10.
I'm a little bit upset with my younger sister.
But somebody is way up on ultimate.
Why?
She spelled my name D-U-L-L-O-N.
Come through. No, he's able to find the zone, but not able to pop it up. Is now all of a sudden Old Man Mountain. Uh-oh. 1-2 players up top. This is when you wish you had Shadow Bombs. Matsu and Ibu High on the mid ground. Ibu High gets that, but Proxima Star and his teammate is going to rain down shots on the rest of the lobby. Ibu High trying to find some space to exist, but he's going to have to go back over now into the plant. There's only Ibu High in a 1v2, and that's not going to be enough. Fury Legend and Proximate Star going
I signed
to
my
close that
death
one out.
note.
6 elims and the victory round. That's how they were at 57 points.
Sorry,
That's what got them
I
up
have
there.
too many songs
And
that I like.
hopefully they can keep on that
So,
pace to qualify.
They ended that game
So I'm probably
fast,
gonna like
still had 9
be
impulses
screaming
and 2
like
smoke
the next
grenades left
few
at
minutes.
the end, but they decided to just give the lobby a whole haircut as we move in. Once again, the same zone. Geysers going up once again. A lot of launch pads can be saved on this 5th zone rotation. A lot of mats can just be saved as well when you're up in the air, not taking too many shots and basing up, going for these big vantage points as well. Benji Fishy now, the inspiration for a lot of duos in the EU region, getting their name switched for that good, sweet luck in terms of qualifying. He's getting checked on his edit, getting a little bit too close there, giving his fish hat a little bit of a haircut. A lot of heals being used on that as well. Could be a mistake that proves fatal at the end of the game.
And one thing I do like, though, is with how many more shields there have been in the games, is players are taking more risks. They're poking out more. They're looking
Did you
for
get the
more
Fort
kills.
Bright
They're
that came
willing
out
to go
today?
take fights
The one
where
on
it's
the
like, hey,
west,
if we don't
most
get everything
western
here,
side.
it's not the end of the game. As Nicholas finds a great double snipe onto
That's
always making sure
by
you
Snobby.
cover 2 layers. So what are they going to do? They're going to disengage down and over 1 layer and make sure they're boxed up. They are already very close to the safe zone, not quite in it, so we'll need to rotate just slightly over, but have the guys who are there to do it. I mean, this lobby's stacked. You see Crew, Nairo, Milan, Osmo, Chapik, Snoda, like, jeez.
We get in these last 4 games, and the games only get bigger with better players over and over. Aqua in here with Nyrox as well. We're going to be tuning into their super dope position up top on this hill. Going to be cutting off a lot of people rotating from mid-ground. They're going to just have to rotate early, though. They're not in zone just yet, dropping just a few layers, but every layer you do drop, that's a box saved on max. So moving diagonally this way is very smart, but also risky because you have a little bit less of protection from front. You just saw there Nyrox trying to get double sniped off of his position, but is dynamic in his box, saves that up. Utility now getting split from each duo, making sure each person has a nice exit plan in case that fire alarm sounds in their game.
I impulsed right into a shotgun shot.
Nyrox going to be looking out, up and around for any vantage points. 5th circle to 6th is that kind of stalemate time where you can look for picks. He gets a nice 33 damage shot on a duo moving down bottom. Aqua looking through his pyramid, looking for any information up on the map as well.
Yeah, and they're just trying to chill. They're just trying to hang out right now, doing everything they can to keep whatever amount of space and to get over on the far side of the zone right away. And that's one thing we've talked about a number of times. When these moving zones come in and you have utility, you want to pop it, get far side, box up, and then turn and see the rest of the lobby. Here's a prime example of it. That's white damage. Going to follow it up right away with the stink grenade. You don't get away from that. He's going to continue pouring down the pressure, and that is Blood X of E11 going down on the side. Brilliantly done, but can they convert onto it? The Storm will move past it, so they want to go over and try and get whatever mats as well as that siphon on it.
Once again, EU is so good at just using their utility and following up with the shots. Nyrox now going down, unfortunately, could not cover his head up top. Very still smart plays there, playing off of his thing, saving that last one until he had damage rather than just using it for an impact in the game. Always make sure you're milking the most out of the stuff you have in your inventory. Benji now still alive with Savage, looking for a reload while the wall goes down. Very unfortunate there. That small mag size of the infantry rifle proving to be fatal in terms of getting that elimination point. Benji and Savage now in the same box, getting caught up in a big community rift. Chapik's going down, getting knocked all the way. Not sure in the rift for beforehand. That Elam coming through, though. That shield will go back up once that server starts moving and the Storm goes over that down enemy.
So he actually got knocked because that was the shot that he hit right before on him. Get
off my stuff.
That was that extension where it's a minute after you've damaged someone. But we have our top 15, so 3 placement points going out to everyone. The Fishies getting those.
I think I'm probably gonna do some like fort bites and stuff, and then I'm like gonna get off foot completely.
Be able to play for late, as Andretta gets picked up. So did get the top 3 points going there from top 15, but not anything more there.
Like I'm gonna do my fort bites and challenges.
Imagine close on the high ground above him. Takeoffs just below. Zappy and Red Rush, another duo who have already qualified just below. Minus 27, not to be confused with minus 72.
Alright, I'm back.
Here as he's tarping towards the side,
you left?
to make it into the top.
What do you mean I left?
Scotty's is sitting like she just saw some stuff.
What type of stuff? Oh, no one's back. I thought he was going to be gone for 41 minutes.
Putting vertical pressure
Nope.
upwards as a
He got
mid-ground
back.
hard part is very, very
Yeah, the
hard.
person wasn't
20 minutes ago.
joining.
6 eliminations.
Oh.
Pay over
I
there.
got back 10 minutes ago.
This looks pretty
It's
epic.
gonna be 9 now, unless no, it was just a
It
finish on the
was
men's
10
side.
because I left at
20.
On his
2:14.
part once again.
It was I left at
20!
2:14.
It's fine that
2:22.
it wasn't his conversion because he still gets 2 points going there from knocking that team out right as the teammate went
Fight.
over. Now, Memento's
Fight.
trying to
Come on,
Fight.
get him secret
I will
Dominatos.
drop the Addy, bro. I'll beat you with my little cross stick.
Get him secret Dominantininos.
60 plus being up 44
Dementos.
possible points as 27 picks up Trox. Dementos still trying to tarp
Come on, Dementos.
back in, finds an angle, but immediately gets
Clap their cheeks.
provoked, finds the conversion onto 27.
Hey, Dylan.
Dementos is
So
Yeah.
today I finished up my summer camp, and I was telling one of the student volunteers about Isaac
Burns
and
just
stuff.
invited me to a party.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And like the time that you hit me in the face with a notebook.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna block Burns and Jays and Josh.
Why?
Because I think they're legitimate perverts. Like, no joke. Didn't I tell you already?
Yep.
Tell you what?
About Burns and Jays and Josh and what they do, what they did to me on Snap.
What did they do?
Well, they added me on Snap and they always asked me to take a picture of my face. And I felt really insecure about sending pictures of myself. So they would always ask me to see pictures of myself.
And that is why they're on the top, sitting up there currently.
Like what?
62 points.
What a close match.
Hello?
Right down to the wire. One more shot is all he needed there, but it was not possible to not connect. The duo does hold it down. Once again, this pattern, very, very smart solo play there, making sure you
Hit
pick
the
up all the eliminations before
Hit the whoa.
it ends, even though it's a 1v2 spot right here. Now
Not
and
cool.
are both chilling in their big base. Looks like next to Stormline as well, one of the best positions you can be in. Very, very nice loadout there for them as well. They've got their long-range beam, the follow-up with the drum as well, and that crucial combat shotgun, which did get nerfed a little bit on this patch, but it's still the fire rate and that swap.
They did nerf the combat shotgun. They nerfed the combat shotgun.
Why don't just leave?
Oh my god, did he seriously join Burns and Josh? I think he did. Yeah, he did. He did. Oh my god. Dylan's playing with perverts.
With very minimal amount of exposure, and I think it sort of makes up for the slight change in the range in terms of the tiles and how much damage it does to the combat, still being very, very, very strong in the current meta, but you can see MX.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Taken down there outside the top 20. No placement points for you, and a lot of time wasted in that lobby.
Just a dope reaction there to look up at itself. MXR just
Yep, they both just joined the rapist party.
Same or on 4 eliminations there, making sure
They joined the rapist party.
Up 35 points total at the moment. That placement points going to be coming in 4
Josh and
coming down, 35
Burns.
people left alive. So that zone surge will also be an option as well.
Yeah, and that was a high value stink. And that's one thing you talk about, you know, it feels really unfortunate when you're getting focused by the whole server, but the reason you're getting focused by the whole server is because you're in an obvious 1x1 that was just rebuilt without priority on the next zone. If everyone is going to focus you, it's much easier to just pile in. You can hear the rift go off left eye, trying to hit it, trying to do everything he can. Will end up finding it there. Storm Surge is active as we have 18 duos left and 34 players, so pretty much everyone has a buddy with them.
And then, yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a stacked team-based endgame at the moment. A lot of 4-gun loadouts also coming in together right now. Dan Zizzle going down on shadow nades. A lot of multiple high ground carps. A lot of them go down. Cazorla is going to be up top. 1 shadow nade left on Heiko at the moment. Andre going down from Cazorla's high ground pick.
Dylan even joined them. Oh my God.
Next move, not quite
Disgusting.
in zone yet, but that tunnel will be very, very proficient. We were talking about those combat changes as well before. That also changes the range of engagement, as now we have more ARs. The style of the game and how it actually flows as more people are basing up to shoot rather than shooting on the fly if they're not going to be able to box fight changes the way people move around the map as well.
And it kind of has given a little bit of a resurgence, what we've seen so far, to the drum gun. It allows the drum gun to have a little bit more of that mid-range feel to it, to where it is going to out-prioritize the combat shotgun, whereas before the drum gun very much so got forced out in terms of effectiveness as we hit our top 15. So 3 points going over from everyone, because and then the combat. But now there really is kind of a space that's between, like, it's closer to like 4 to 9 tiles where the drum gun just shreds. And even now you can see, boom, tack AR, turn about face, 2 elims right there for Johnny Boy and Kazrola. Brilliantly done. Once those will end up tick over, they do have the top 15 as well, as Dan Sizzle gets forced out of the lobby. Proximustar also gets down, and everyone gets pulled up into the sky. We're closing in. Boom, top 10 next placement threshold.
6 chug splashes still left. We haven't seen them use to their full potential just yet in these endgame storm heal-off scenarios. Proximustar not going down, the high ground star of the last few games that we saw. A lot of wood builds means that these spam weapons are going to pack a wallop, as Johnny Boy gets another knockoff on Ibu High, the baller player we saw from the other game as well. These Rap Stallions being sneaky, moving around in brick, metal, and wood. A lot of these big mats now finally coming out, making sure that spam gets stopped down, but more pressure vertically being put down as layer switches come down from their opponents as well. Johnny Boy getting that pickup, maybe not the elimination there, as Ono Kill also gets another one on top.
Yeah, and it was a really good try from Janus there to disengage, dropping back down, but unfortunately was spotted. But Team Queso lighting up the top left as Zohan was able to find 3 elims, make it a 4th, as the Spaniards are just dragging their way almost into the top 5. But now Kazrola doing everything he can on the side of the zone. Johnny Boy is still up as well. Great 130 shot in the immediate replace. Kind of upset he didn't try and follow it up right away, but he does. That was Fury Legend. Proximustar's duo is going to get taken out and outside of the top 5, so that's 2 points is leaving down there. 1 chug splash is tossed out there as we're closing in. 9 players left, 6 duos remaining, Shaq.
Yayas has all the pressure on him now to get that last placement spot. He is low on HP, but it is kind of free for that. Once again, it goes through 4 duels left now. MXR still alive. His dual partner as well is going to be a big fight on the low ground, and one person clearing things from the high ground. Low ground, though, we do have almost 11 chug splashes available as these boxes get bursted into. Ono Kill going down to MXR. Another quick flick. Yayas going down. He tried to come off from high ground. Maybe he ran out of mats, but nothing worked out for him there. A 4-gun loadout. That heavy sniper still being available. Priority reload on it as well. 3 duos left. Looks like Nauka is down at the moment. MXR moving up on the highest priority ground right now. There might be someone higher than him actually at the moment. Heiko and Johnny Boy on the bottom as well with Kazorla. We'll see what they can do. MXR is going to be controlling this fight at the moment. Heiko, these chug splashes coming down from Johnny Boy and Kazorla. They have so many to use amongst themselves. They're finally going to run out. They're going to be a little bit late on the storm. Heiko going down. Johnny Boy and Kazorla are going to be fighting it out against each other as well. MXR is going to be pressured from the top. Johnny Boy goes down. Kazorla now has to avenge his dual partner and see what can be done here. Both people taking storm takes. MXR coming down, but the heavy sniper is not enough as Kazorla wins that game out all the way, tarping in from that low ground position, making sure he pops off at the right moment, making the best decisions possible, clutching out that game for his dual partner.
It was all about the chug splashes. You called it early, but he went, he hung out on the low ground, and even though he got the siphon, EMXR was not able to close out the match just because he held zone, had the chug splashes, and had everything he needed. And that's something, again, a new mechanic. You can throw it, you can use.
Oh, great! Now they're playing with them. Dylan, yeah, now they're playing. Oh God.
Or, hey, if I get a siphon under 50 HP, like, I'm guaranteed to close this match out. But it's just not enough.
Thank you guys so much, man. European action just never disappoints. Again, Sunan describing the chug splash recent edition. I think there's still more to this we haven't seen. I think players are still kind of developing strategies with it, and I want to see how they continue to improve upon using that splash. Now, of course, guys, before we go to break, let's take a look at the standings together. Let's get a sense of where things are, because we're moving into this final block of games. Right now, as it stands, the Lestream duo of Skyt and Vato are sitting in that #1 spot. Now, you have talked about this, all right? You said these guys have been edged out several times, and the most recent time was to the Solary entire squad.
Yep.
You got to think they want revenge, right? They want in.
Yeah, in week 6, it was Hunter, Kinstar, and Erwachsenikov. And then in week 8, it was, of course, Hunter and Kinstar again.
Yep.
But, I mean, 2 duos weeks in a row, they got 9th place. Finally, Skite had some success in week 9 in the solos, so it seems that that success is carrying through here. They have 3 games remaining, 65 points, and this is just awesome there. Of course, we look down the list as well. Y and TJ, they've been through, the entire 10 weeks we've been following slightly. They're almost pushing up there, and of course, Y had some pop-off performances beforehand the World Cup even started, and then we watched Magisk and I'm the Beast. Their performance there, we haven't seen too much of a movement here yet in that score, right? 62 points is where we left them off in that game, and they're still obviously probably playing. We'll see if that updates, if they move back into that first place, and then moving down the list. Basically, so we have Wolfies and Rojo, they keep moving down and slowly going down, so there is 4 spots up for grabs, and something that's different though, no Stompy and Shinken, no Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage, they're down here right now, but they're not taking up these spots, so it is the top 4 that are going to be going through, and since queues are about to close, we're about to start getting into those final matches. This is looking like these guys right now are punching their ticket.
Well, what's scary too is striking distance from 10 to first is only 7 points. It's only 7 points. A straight up victory Royale is going to get you that 10-point threshold. If one elimination along the way, from 10th, you're jumping into contest number 1. So we'll have to see how things unfold. But for now, Fortnite fam, we are going to go to a short break. Get up, stretch legs. Come right back, though, because we have more Fortnite action after this.
Let's slide out to the lobby. Let's slide out to the lobby. Let's slide out to the lobby to get your spots and numps. Burgers from dirt to munch. Tacos Royale with brunch. Red juicy is a tasty treat for Lil Whip, Peely, and Pizza Pete. Let's slide out to the lobby to get your spots and numps. Let's slide out to the lobby to get your spots and numps.
All right, Fortnite fam, we're here for week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers. And just like this Cuddle team leader, we are very excited to be here. The final week of solo competition. Hopefully these players can take a bite out of the competition and really keep it top notch. Codename Elf. Guys, are you ready for week 9, the finals day? Man, I just had a whole bag of cookies. A whole bag of cookies. He's the yes man.
I'm so happy I don't have to be near Zeke for much longer.
We got some qualification. We got a dancing banana too. I want to see Zeke wear that at some point during the World Cup.
Fortnite fam, you guys know I love it when you use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We actually have a social producer that helps sift through all the tweets and all the incredible things you guys send us, and his name is Nick Brown.
All right, guys, my name is Nick Brown, and for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers, I've been working as a social producer. So basically, every time any of the casters say use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, I'm the one who plays defense to make sure that none of those cheeky tweets with bad words end up on the big screen.
All right, Courage, let's go to the kitchen. Let's get ourselves some food.
What we got? Some garlic bread. Is that chicken parmesan? Oh my God, it's chicken parm! Yes! You okay? Do I need to put this one back? Bro, they put garlic bread for me. You think I'm not going to get 3 pizzas? Come on.
What's up, Fortnite fam? It's Squints here, and recently we've been trying to level up the observing, so we challenged our observers to get cool dynamic shots and keep them smooth and technically awesome, and let's share some of our favorite shots with you guys.
I can't imagine the weight that these competitors must feel on their shoulders.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
Seems like the observers are having a little bit of competition back there.
All right, observers, let's get it.
And then tried to challenge those fights, and that just freaked me out.
What? Speaking about something freaky.
There is Nick just above Chap's foot.
That's apparently that's someone's name in Fortnite. You don't know about that, Jack? No. I mean, you really need to step up your competitive Fortnite knowledge. It's okay though. It's Chap's foot. Like physically, he plays. I hate you.
What's up? It's Monster D-Face. What's up? Yo, Monster. You know you're my favorite?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I told you were my favorite, would you believe me?
Probably not. We all know Sundown's his favorite dance. That's why, dude. Right there.
What? Dude, it messes me up.
You know, a lot of people ask me what the best part about replay is. It's got to be working next to GFX Becca.
People ask me all the time what the best part about being a graphics operator is.
Someone here specifically that keeps the ball rolling no matter what happens. And his name is Jordan.
What's up, Fortnite fam? My name's Jordan, and I'm the production manager on the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. My job includes making sure the production happens smoothly, handling staffing, catering, any technical issues that may arise, making sure everyone else is doing their job.
He's really good at stuff.
We're on a break.
Oh my god.
That's really special. Not for you.
I don't know if you realize it's completely uncontested.
It's over. Week 9 is done. Goodbye.
Welcome back, Fortnite fam, to Week 10 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. My name is Pookie Face. We've gotten into a little bit of the European action. We're playing duos today. I know I'm excited to see how everyone fares. We only have a few more spots left in New York at the end of July. So without further ado, I want to get into more games, but in order to do that, I need some casters. I got Zeke. I got Bala. Boys, take it away.
Thanks so much, Pookie. We are here. Can't stress this enough. This is the final week. This is it, Week 10, final opportunity, the final chance for players to earn a spot in the World Cup Finals in New York City. It cannot be more stressful than this.
No, it can't. There's only 4 spots up for grabs in the EU, and we're already seeing the story shape up. Skyt and Vato might be making that last-second clutch into New York City. But let's get into action because we have to figure out who is going to be left standing when the dust is all settled. So let's get into games.
Here we go. The first game of the block. So don't forget, those queue times, very, very close to being all wrapped up. Then we're going to have a little bit of extra time to just make sure everyone gets all their games through and completed. Don't forget it's 3-hour window or 10 matches, whichever comes first. Hopping on here with Kiklos, ZQ, and his partner, Swats. 4 elimination between them. 41 players remain in the current lobby with 22 duos still left. Look at this circle right now.
Yeah, it's going over that entire ravine there, the bridge in the middle. So kind of a little bit of a treacherous path, but I can already see, just based on the stances of some of these players are taking, they're ready to hop over with the launch pads or shadow bombs or whatever they might be using, and to get in that half in, half out, which is positioned right on that big hill with the, you know, the tree of life, as I call it.
Yeah, that's one that I've taken. I used to call it big tree, then I was like, no, tree of life makes sense. But if you're watching the bottom right, you see all the triangles. They're already converging on the new safe zone. Nyrock's gonna get ripped out of the air immediately. That is another elimination, and Swats confirms it there. 5 between the duo now, and this is huge. Now keep in mind they're pretty separated, but I mean, Kiklos is in the baller, so he can kind of navigate as he needs to.
Yeah, but separation is, you know, what actually caused that elimination to go down onto Nyrox. Aqua.
Oh, the baller.
Oh, no.
Well,
that is so sad to see. Just like he took out Aqua, he actually blew up his launch pad right before he managed to get on it. So Aqua going a little bit too fast, but here he's going a little bit too fast for his baller. And again, split from his teammate, just like he said, Zeke. Is he going to be able to find anything from here on this low ground position? A little bit tough.
You know, trying to divide and conquer, I mean, it can work for you, right? Like, if you've got the confidence, you've got the skill, can absolutely make it work, but look how far away diagonally he is right now. I mean, you got to think this is the top 1%, right? Don't forget the top 3,000 or 1,500 duos from the region move on to finals. Maybe you'll catch some people off guard, but for the large part, you're not going to catch many, like, incredible players off guard with that kind of tactic, right? Like, they're going to be looking. They're waiting. Like, someone's going to do something cheeky here. I just feel it. 44.88. Oh, my God. Okay, listen, ref's guard. Well, all right, I was going to say pull off another shot. He just beat me to the punch. He's like, Zeke, I got you. Don't worry.
Infantry rifle being used right through the window. So strong at putting out those high damage numbers right away, taking down that duo. And actually going to manage to snag the loot as well. Meanwhile, on the rest of the server, I did see Boyer and Crippa. I saw Dementos in the lobby. So Boyer and Crippa, one of those teams that a lot of people were looking forward to, qualify for New York, but not have yet having those performances in this lobby. We'll see what they're able to do. Obviously, Hack's guard and Ref's guard are Hack's core, sorry, are way on their way towards that top of the leaderboard, but the RPG coming in.
So I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Crippa was actually picked up, and I think Boyer's by himself. Once we can take a look at the high and wide shots here and establish things, we'll get a better sense. But right now, rotations need to begin happening. Shadow bombs are being popped, and look at this. Going to try and reposition here with Ref's guard. That's good. Team is back together, and the chug splashes. Thank you, teammate. And it comes out. Didn't catch it. The player drops down to 76 over on. There you go. Sigma has been eliminated, going back to the lobby.
And that is exactly how you want to place the traps. When you drop somebody into the box, make sure you place it on that front wall or the roof, and then you can rotate the stairs accordingly. But they have no chance of escaping from the left or the right when you place it in that fashion. Great reaction there from Hack's core and Ref's guard, and we're going to stay on them.
First round of placement points coming out. Right now, they have 3 eliminations, which in and of itself is huge. There you see Boyer goes down, has been eliminated, even Alliance Powder as well. And this lobby is just going to continue to thin out. Edgerkill going to be picked off as well by Pappy, and this just continues. Benji Fishy is also in the lobby as well. He's going to pick up Mav Joe. And right now, I mean, if you're Ref's guard and you're Hack's core, you're probably thinking, like, I'm watching the elimination feed. I know these Titans are in here. What are we looking to do, right? You've already got the first round of placement points. You're about to hit the next round. Do you think they just go full send, try to find eliminations, maybe play it a little bit slower? Oh, my God! Please. Oh, God.
I was going to say that's what they're doing right now, but that's definitely going to put them on the back foot. The flint knock is actually going to knock him back into the zone. He used all the chug splashes, so that's not going to be useful to get back in, but Hack's core still up. They did take out Benji, which was the player that RPG'd them, kind of caused them a little bit of chaos and panic, but still alive, still rocking down on this low ground. This is where they've been staying the entire time, and so impactful down here, Zeke.
Look at the lobby now. 6 players remain, all of which are solo riders. No one's got a buddy. Themo here, he's going to find one over on Josa there and find an immediate elimination. Top 5. Another round of placements for everyone in the lobby.
Yeah, but only on wood. These players that are finding down below are not covering their top. He's going to find one. Can he find another? Not just yet. He does have that flint knock if he does need to get back up. But again, no materials, it looks like, or they're playing very sparse with them. Now using that flint knock to get down onto the height that he needs to so he doesn't take any fall damage, no risk, but another player trying to get up over the hill, and unfortunately Hack's core is left below, but the storm is playing with his favor right now. He's going to be able to get up.
Look at this. Themo's got high ground advantage right now. Hack's core low on HP. And Vic here got, oh, just kidding. I was going to say HP advantage, but it doesn't matter. Hack's core evens the odds. And now Themo has that high ground control. Hack's core's got to do something, but a huge shot comes back over. And this is Themo's game to win 4 eliminations between the duo. Victory Royale, a 13-point game.
Yeah, and they tied, actually, in terms of points with Hack's core and Ref Guard. So a valiant
night action to be had near Happy Hamlet right now. Storm Circle 5. Don't forget, if you're new to Fortnite, the way we've been running the qualifiers, we hop into the Storm Circle 4, 5, sometimes even 6, getting right in the action, skipping past the looting, the drops, all of it, jumping right into all of the action to be had. I think we should probably refresh people on the format just in case they're tuning in for the first time. So guys, don't forget every single elimination is a point. Top 15, 10, 5 in the victory hour, all the placement thresholds. Look at this. Cubs is just finding elims.
Perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. When you're on the edge of the zones, you have options to get in. He has those shadow bombs if he wants to use them, but you obviously don't want to use all your mobility early. You only have 2 of those, so he forces out the launch pad from the team nearby. If that did not work, he still has the option to go ahead and use those shadow bombs, so doesn't have to worry about that rotation. And honestly, getting a bit of luck based on the players who are coming in, but sometimes you just force it out.
That's right, man. This lobby is still so packed right now. Got so many players. Just a few one-by-ones over. Gafal, though, is going to be dropped immediately, and now we head over to Requiem George and his teammate, 2Gen Ever. They're trying to isolate this player. So this is the one we saw go down, and now they're just hunting, trying to make sure they can find this elimination as quickly as possible. I like the way they're navigating this, right? They're breaking 2 separate builds instead of just trying to bash through a single wall. Just making it more difficult. If you're on the inside, you're like, how, they're coming in from 2 different angles. How do we defend against this? They did get the revive off, Paula, but they still have a lot of pressure.
On the same token, when you do go from 2 different angles, you also have to be careful because that's 2 more angles that they can use.
Right.
And that situation being box to box, face to face, 1 wall in between each other, and the stairs there kind of rotated the awkward way. Very difficult to kind of escape from that if they do manage to get that wall, if they do manage to get an angle on you. So deciding to back off, probably the healthy decision, especially as Zone 6 starts to move.
We saw George here drop a few, potentially 1 shadow bomb for his duo partner Ever. And here we go. They're immediately popped. The rotations are going to come out. But again, this is a very dense lobby. 33 players currently remain, 19 of them being duo partners. They need to find more. You got to think, obviously you want to try and make placement. That's huge, but every extra elimination is going to make the difference on impacting that leaderboard. And I'm sure this is things they're thinking about, right? I'm just thinking aloud right now. Oh, perfect. Castery gets traded out there, trying to make a late rotation. Not today, friend, not today.
Well, we saw earlier, they're only at 35 points in this game, but we saw Camo and Issa with that crazy performance to try to push them up in the leaderboards. They weren't in the top 10 last we looked, but, those performances are the one that really push you, not just 1, 2 spaces, but really 5, 10, 20 even in some cases.
That's right, and look up top, FaZe, Warwin, and Atlantis Tux. They've got themselves the high ground advantage, which is huge. It's going to make a difference. Look at this. Someone trying to challenge, and immediately they say, we need to bail out. This is not the strategy. And Razny gets shredded. Like shooting fish in a barrel, comes right out of the sky, and the elimination is confirmed.
And this is even with the changes to the combat shotgun, the effectiveness at range getting dropped a little bit, but Warman not doing anything, not worried about it at all. But here, Tux is going to be fighting for height. I think Warman...
Remember, that's on shield. If it's white damage numbers, they've got no shield. Tux gonna okay! Poseidon! Juve just gets ripped as well. People are just being picked off left and right. More shots!
At a certain point, Zeke, it's, do I even want to glide up there? But hold on, because somebody does go into zone and make a play for height, and that's going to be the signal for Tux and Vorwin to drop down. But as he says that, he's got a partner in crime going down. Nepsi cannot go parallel to Tux. Vorwin still has it, though.
This is huge, too, because he didn't have many builds, and that Elim gave him a ton, so now he can actually go try and meet back up with Vorwin, see how things are going. And, Tux and Vorwin, they're playing out of their minds right now, but look at everyone down below. So you got a few lethal HP. Some points. What in the world? A 14-point game, 15-point game.
Yeah, and we just talked about Camo Innis's performance, and Fremont and Kong right now making their way towards one of those. That will push them up the leaderboards. They're at 66 right now, and maybe making a case for them to go to New York. Fremont and Kong, a little bit of a break right here. They're going to drop those turrets out, make sure that that's not going to be in the trap rotation. He's going to get it. The trap doesn't go. Oh, yes, he did go in, but not going to manage to do it. Finds Rasco regardless. And now his teammate as well. He actually finds Kubex too as they drop down all together, but it's now only Fremont. And look at this gaggle of players down below. I don't know if they're going to be able to all survive. Right now, Fremont does go down, and it's now Tux and Vorwin against Edwin on his own. Tux goes down and already finds the shots. And that's going to be the victory royale for Tux and Vorwin.
They played that so well, right? Like, they just waited. They knew, and especially 8 eliminations. An 18-point game, this is massive. This also, we saw the other duo was at 62 points. They're now at 66. So you got to think they're contesting for at least top 5. But for them to realize, like, look, everyone's down below. They're all fighting on that low ground tarp. Let's just hang out in the sky. Let's just do what we do best. Wait this out. And, of course, everyone, like fish in a barrel, comes to them. But look at this. Stompy and Shinken here. The little thin pancake who belongs in my heart forever. I mean, these guys, I don't know what else I could say about these guys. Like, the fact that they've been on top of the leaderboards weeks in a row, you've got to think this is a favorite going into Fortnite World Cup Finals. You have to.
I think, I'm looking at everybody using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup and all the predictions going in for New York, all the different personalities starting to make their opinions known. Everybody is putting Stompy and Shinken way up there, if not first and second, because they are dominating week after week, and I think we are in for a treat in this game because they're getting close and they're in the end game, and this is honestly, I think this might be the first time we've seen them, and you know what they do in end game, Zeke. It is crazy clinical Fortnite.
They absolutely terrorize the lobby. They just, everything they do is about how can they get an edge up, and then they make sure they're almost like squeezing the life out of you very slowly, right? Suffocating is like the word my mind went to, but it's kind of just like they're bringing the wall.
It is that.
It is that, right?
Because like when they do find an opportunity, they pounce so hard and so fast, and you have no time to react, and they just come from multiple angles, just like this. Stompy from above, Shinken on the bottom, and he already takes down 1 carries exactly. You see Shinken switching to him right now. He actually can get right behind him, and he finds it, but does now need to make sure that nobody is going to take advantage of the fact that Stompy is down. You can see immediately editing him down all the way because he needs to change position. Everybody knows they just got an elimination in that box. And I think Freddy and Snagged right here are going to see if they can take advantage here. They're definitely getting the loot, so maybe that's enough for them.
I think they're going to get the revive off. And don't forget, Shinken actually has a Chug Jug in inventory. So he's going to be completely okay. He passes it over to Stompy. This is good. Now they have to have the 15 seconds. This is where things could get a little crazy, right? Because we saw the duo up above. If they decide to challenge, Stompy is not in fighting condition right now.
A note there that Stompy went so far away from where that initial fighting was and goes all the way to the farthest spot, not only for the zone, but also for anybody trying to find out where you are. And here comes the launch pad from Stompy. They're going to move ahead. Ooh, a nice little short launch there by accident even, but I'll take it if I'm Stompy.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate your point, these guys are playing at the highest level possible, right? They know what a Chug Jug sounds like. Those sound cues are so very distinct. If you're sitting in a box and you hear that sound down below, you're like, we're going down. Let's make some edits. Someone's on critical. We're going to take him out. And that's why he moved so far away, to make sure no one knew what was going on. So huge. 23 duels left. 39 players. Right now, they're making a rotation. You've got people out in front, which is good. And they're still staying close by, which is really going to maximize their efficiency here. A lot of people going down in the lobby as well.
I think staying close by is something we're actually not really used to seeing from Stompy and Shinken. We see them trying to take over the lobby and get as many opportunities as possible, but what is that from Stompy? I mean, but one of the things that is very important here to note is their mobility is starting to look scarce. All that we see on Stompy right now is that glider redeploy. They already used their shadow bombs, the launch pads, because of the position they were put in. They couldn't rotate early. So here, staying together, making. Oh my goodness, he found
got a rift.
As I say that, the rift to go, the almost most valuable item at this point in the game, because not only are people rotating in the congested zones, but they're not looking up because that first portion of the movement, everybody is looking to see where do I need to go next.
And they've got a great bird's eye view, right? They're slowly descending on. You've got Alpha there going to drop down. But look, so now they're going to make the decision. We have to contest.
Oh, they know.
Someone just brought the entire structure down. It depends on what they decide to do. Look at Stompy. He's already trying to contest for the high ground. And Shinken had to stop for just a moment to get that mini off. He's got the shadow bomb, but I don't think he wants to use this right now. He gets cracked from behind. The slurp is still ticking right now. He's just got to get himself into safety. He doesn't have any other utility baller like a campfire that would help him right now.
Yeah, but Possibly Stompy does, and he's right on top of him now. So great, staying together. They're glued to each other, almost in another elimination. First finding it before moving out. He gets stuck in the cone, but he's got to cover himself. Does end up going down the zone. So perfect play here from Shinken, and he's moving forward. And they did get in the top 15 just now as well with those 2 eliminations.
And just the way that Shinken is like fluidly chaining eliminations back to back. And remember, if you don't finish that player off, there's a little bit of time before that siphon comes through. There's a player in the box. It doesn't even matter. Nevi gets shut down. They're on 11 eliminations right now. They're about to hit top 10. Bala, they're playing out of their freaking minds.
Nevi, one of those players who was towards the top, him and his teammate from Evade, and getting shut down here from Stompy and Shinken, 2 people who have already qualified, who are not playing for qualification spots, but playing for keeps. Right now, they're showing off why they should be at the top of the leaderboard, and we just talked about it. We were like, where's Stompy and Shinken? Because there's nobody who's qualified at the top of the leaderboard like we're used to seeing, but maybe after this game, things are going to change, but the Heavy Snipey coming in. Heavy Snipey?
Snipey, yeah, absolutely. Snipey coming through. Now, don't forget, they're also at 66 points. We've seen 3 duos now with that point value. And look at this. Stompy's got to chain together these eliminations. Shinken is down, but it's okay. Stompy's been in positions like this before. He knows how to clutch these games up. The campfire is rolling, Bala. He's getting back in that rhythm.
Getting back in that rhythm and achieving top 5 right there, that last placement threshold before the Victory Royale. So all he has to do.
Here we go, the key to all doors! Oh my! Okay, I'm gonna lose my freaking voice after today. I'm telling you right now, Stompy and Shinken are putting on a show. The European queues are done as well. It's a free-for-all right now. Also, Pewds goes down a rocket from up above, Bala.
Just barely dodging that. And now he's up to 10, 15 total for this duel. It's a 1v1v1. He's hunting the player down on low ground, but he can't get in the zone. I think that's going to be the end because Katsus is looking right at him. Now, has the Chug Splash. The RPG just barely is going to hit the wall in front of him. Using the Chug Splash and the campfire, I don't think it's going to be enough because the player up above probably has more in the tank, but he's going to come down. Is it going to happen? No. Massey is going to win that game against Cactus. Over the heel off there, and that is just an unbelievable sequence of events. We followed Stompy and Shinken from the beginning, and look where they ended up. 15 eliminations, the most out of any placement thresholds besides the Victory Royale. That is a performance for the ages and a reminder of why we need to be scared of them going into New
Heavy snipes. That's why we ping this out. A single shot's going to come out and wait for it. Okay, so they're going to break this wall. They want to get a little bit of a better vantage point. That's smart, right? Because they're over that little lip there. Nope, they're not there. But now you've made the heavy sniper known, right? Now this other duo is like, well, they're looking to take shots. You know, the panic launch pad.
I don't necessarily know with that panic. They are in the side of zone, making their way in, and you can see now Drivig and his teammate Waldo are going to go in, but he box fights indeed, gets Wetbra right out of there, no chance to react at all. And that is something that you can catch people by surprise is they're trying to make that rotation, right? They're trying to figure out what their plan is to go forward. And because of that, they're all looking around. They're not paying attention to the fact that they're not covered. They're not paying attention and listening to the fact that there's a heavy sniper coming in or just a pickaxe even from one of the most obvious locations right above you.
And, I mean, you saw them separate for a moment, him and his dual partner, and now they just use that rift to reposition and get to go close back together. You got Marcote here and Squalls K. Marcote here has got 6 eliminations. Again, this is almost unusual, Bala, because I feel like, semifinals are typically the day where you find a ton of players sitting on mountains of eliminations, right? Borderline double digits at times. But on finals day, very rarely you see that happen. You see eliminations be picked up toward the end, right? When you break that placement barrier and then you're like, I'm just going to catch people making late rotations. But that's not been the case today. You can tell players they're ready. They are so hungry. They want those tickets.
You can almost feel the pressure that they're feeling, that they're playing with. Right? The high eliminations, they have to go for it because it's all or nothing right now in this moment. There's only 4 spots left up for grabs in EU. That isn't much out of all the players who are playing and out of the top 1,500 that made it from semifinals to today.
That's right. And remember, we recently saw the highest point value we've seen is 66. So we know that's like, we'll say top 10 at best right now. But look at everyone in the sky all hanging out. May have been a Rift to go, a community launch pad, a potential guy. Yeah, the vents are right there over by the hot spots. Right now, Alpha and Mark, they're just chilling, trying to find more eliminations. Any at all would be helpful. They find one.
That stink bomb coming to great effect as players start to make all their rotations, and it was a perfect opportunity to use it because, as we saw, there were so many players in the sky, and those players in the sky are all going to end up being low because of everybody else looking right up at them. So a good opportunity for a lot of people to find eliminations there, but I'm going to opt to Rift as they start to get pressured and as this 7th zone starts to move.
This is going to be a little bit weird, right? Because remember, we're fighting in that biome that's like forest, the big tall trees. Depending on where we go, they could potentially land on the top. Let's stream Vato there in the bottom right corner for just a moment. They're in this game, and remember, they are looking to qualify. Wolfies and Rojo, we saw them earlier, right? They were in top 5. Yeah. They're still here with 65 points.
For some context, when we first checked in on the leaderboards, it was Wolfies and Rojo who were in the top spot, but they did get overtaken by Vato and Skype, so this might actually come to a head. Those two teams facing off in this game. Here's Wolfies getting in that box. He's going to take out Jachu from behind. But his teammate coming through with the trap, not going to be enough because Wolfies, the quick edit's going to go back on top of him and does find the elimination. Precious goes down. Even using the turret there, I mean, I'm wondering if that was a panic or an accident. But it's going to work out perfectly because if anybody was playing down below, he actually doesn't have to spend a cone there. It's not going to go down. It gives you extra HP on that floor.
And look, dude, they're still in this. Sky and Vato, they're in that middle ground tarp. They're actually going toe-to-toe with Wolfies and Rojo right now. This is the duo that they're fighting. So look, they actually have 70 points. This is now the new highest total we have seen. So it must be another 2 points coming in. They've hit top 10. The next threshold they're looking at is top 5 ball. It's coming down to the wire.
And you can see how careful and calm they are playing. They're making sure that they spend the time to use their heals, use their items, because if you don't use them, you're going to lose them. And finding one that's Drivig who goes down, and they're still pushing for that top 5. They're still pushing towards that victory royale and looking really good while doing it.
I thought that was Wolfies and Rojo. I thought with my heart of hearts. I believed it. And look at this. Watch the top left. Rojo finds another elimination, so you know he's alive and kicking. They've hit top 5, 75 points over on the Lestream duo. The French-speaking community's got to be losing their minds. Up above, you got Mark and Alphen as well. The question is, where is Wolfies? Where is Rojo? Where are they in relation to each other? This duo right in front of them very well could be them. Or it could be Alphen and Mark. It depends. I want to see this hide wide, man. I almost want to see a 3-box. I got to know with my heart.
Well, the trap going in there is definitely going to de-incentivize Skyt and Vato to go in, and there we can see Mark and Alphen up top. Wolfies and Rojo down below. They take out takeoffs, and now it's all time to go right down. They know it's the situation, but Skyt gets taken out right away by Wolfies, and they're still fighting. Vato goes out. Rojo and Wolfies take the win there, and they're still going. There's only 2 players remaining. It's a 1 versus 1 right now. Low HP though, and Smoke, Mark, and Alphen are going to come up from the top and clean up house.
That was insane. They ended with 77 points. That extra 3 points would have probably helped get them to that 80 threshold and just help build that lead, but absolutely insane. I think, well, for now, we got to.
Are you watching the World Cup?
We got to meet up with Pookie. We got to see how things are going. So Pookie, let's
my brain cells are dying.
Thank you so much, Zeke. I am here in the studio.
You're appealing. You're appealing.
EU
wow.
Is, like always, not disappointing, that is for sure. But I am joined with my good friend Sundown. He has got some clips for us. I know you got a little bit of Stompy. Can't wait to see that. Show us what you got.
Yeah, let's actually jump in right here with some of the duos who have been popping off so much today in the last spot. First off, we have the VAR
Mr. Beast just uploaded a video called tipping waitresses with real gold bars.
So first, you can just see catching the players who are trying to rotate through, putting the legendary infantry rifle to work, finding Comey there, but watch what happens on the rest of the mid-ground tarp. It's one thing we talked about, being ready to fight at all times. Catches Booth right there, 0 ping, won't save you as Refscar then immediately edits around, checks another angle, gets the cleanup on Idra kill. That wasn't his knock, but the materials that he ends up getting from that was huge. But Hackscore is then covering the other side, is able to get the other part of the Valhalla Vikings duo, and now they're going to work. Benji Fishy, one of the best players in the world, going down on the backside, brilliantly done, and Hackscore picking up another one on the Impact Fixie, fragging his way into the top, but wasn't able to close it out. Tux now, on the other hand, was a one-man wrecking crew here. Just watch him going to work on the backside of the storm and putting the combat shotgun to work. I mean, for me, you can tell he's got adjustments there with how Tux is just lasering people. And then that shot was so good, catching Nipsey in shadow form as he dropped down around the side, and he wasn't done yet.
Here, Eager, let's play. Yeah, I'll just watch it on YouTube.